1982. So I wrote 4 pages out by hand. That's how old I am. So I'm going to cut to the chase, I guess. New Rochelle is under intense pressure, under intense development pressure, and it's only reasonable to understand why, because it has so many wonderful advantages. It's a wonderful place to be, and it's just a great place. Love New Rochelle. But what I specifically wanted to talk about, well, first I'm representing or working with a committee against the development of 545 Fifth Avenue. Although I am not by nature a NIMBYist, not a knee-jerk NIMBYist. I'm sort of I understand about development. So, but I want to talk about taxes, tax abatements. The city of New Rochelle has gotten, we're giving away the tax abatements to attract development. We don't need to do this because it's steamrolling us. And at the meeting, we had a Zoom meeting with Ms. Gill there, who explained about a program called Pilot. I think it's payment in lieu of taxes, that is supposed to cover the city's loss of tax revenue. But the point is, we don't have to do this, because if you had to attract development, it wouldn't be running over you like a steamroller. And it was also explained that tax abatements are granted in every case, which can only mean that corruption is deeply embedded in the system, because there's no need for the tax abatements. Furthermore, the developer at this same meeting was very proud to say that 90% of his units were rented. So the guy doesn't need to be made whole from any loss in tax revenue, certainly. Finally, there's this pilot program. There's no transparency, right? We don't know if anybody's looking at the actual valid cost figures. We don't know that the books aren't as cooked as every other developer in New York State and New York City. We just don't know. We're just being taken advantage of for nothing. The committee I work for, we've been using deed covenants and historic neighborhood designations to protect ourselves, because we don't get any protection from the zoning board or the planning commission, nothing. So we're going to use whatever tools we have available. We understand that something has to go up at 545 Fifth Avenue, but we want it to be workable for New Rochelle, and we want it to pay their way.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker is Gina Kingsley. Yeah, Gina.
I'm Gina Kingsley. I live at 57 Rockland Place with him, and he meant 545 North Avenue. I also wrote a whole bunch of stuff out, but I'm not going to read it. I'm going to just address a few things. Bob Young wants to, supposedly, because no one really can tell us, build a 5 or 6 story building at 545 Fifth Avenue /2 Hamilton Avenue. And in doing that, he wants to take some properties in the historic district, which we are really against because it sets a precedent. Now, Ms. Gill told us that they're not going to take away the historic designation on those properties. They're just going to move the boundaries. You know, that's semantics. It's still precedent setting if you move boundaries or take away historic designation, because you can move boundaries all over the historic district in that case, and we could get some of those floating condominiums in our historic district. The other thing I want to say is, when you start putting these buildings in residential neighborhoods, you really are destroying people's lives. I know it sounds kind of bourgeois, but take a walk on Hilltop Avenue, and really, you really all should take a walk on Hilltop Avenue behind the Illustrator and see what's happened to the peoples that live there. They have no light, they have no sun, and Yadira, I mean, if this building goes up on North Avenue, you'll lose your light, you'll lose those beautiful sunsets you get from where you live. You'll be in the dark. And I just wish that, you know, the city council and the planning board and whoever makes these decisions would have a little more respect for the people that have invested in New Rochelle for 40 years. 83 we moved here, not 82. Thank you.